So last time we did the section A part, or the question one part of English, which is strictly vocabulary, where you are given a list of questions that are a list of words that are synonymous in meaning, and you sort of have to fill in the blanks. This is what we did in the previous English class. So today our main focus, we did this part. So today our main focus will be this part. There should be about 10 questions. Yeah, there are 10 questions. So these are called transformations and they are worth 10 marks. And the good part about transformations is that they are not like the previous questions where they are 20 and they carry half a mark. This one, once you just get it correct, you get it correct. And the other word for transformations, they are currently popularized in our Zambian syllabus among most teachers. They are normally known as rewrites. So these rewrites, you have to be very careful in that you have to understand the meaning of, is this sentence in direct speech? Is this sentence in reported speech? What is the subject? What is the subject of this sentence? Am I changing tenses? Is it the past tense or present tense? So you really have to be, and sometimes there can be questions of adding question tags, perhaps even polite requests sometimes. So they are not all about rewriting the sentence, but sometimes it can involve changing the tense. So you really have to be very careful. So as usual, let's read the instructions so that we can get into answering these questions. And by the way, the only way you can become good at these transformations or rewrites is through practice. So you just have to practice these questions. So as I'm sending this video, just make sure you go through and practice. So section 2, transformations, it carries 10 marks. The question reads, in each of the following items, sentence A is complete, but sentence B is incomplete. Complete sentence B each time, making it similar as possible in meaning to sentence A. So make sentence B one sentence, never two sentences. So you cannot say sentence one, you put a full stop, then you start another sentence. No, you have to start with a word and end with a full stop. So you never have to, connect two sentences. And here when they say do not make any changes to the printed parts of section B. So these are the printed parts. I prefer not until, if. So those, I told you there will be some issue of question tags. So those are the printed parts. Do not make any changes. Do not cancel. And in the process as you are trying to make, because here it says complete sentence B, each time making it as similar as possible in meaning to sentence A. So when they say as similar as possible, you are allowed to subtract words or add in new words, as long as it's as close or as similar in meaning uh, as sentence A. So don't be afraid that, all right, maybe if I'm omitting words or I'm adding new words, as long as at the end of the day, it's still similar in meaning. So here, let's start these transformations or rewrites. So where are we? So the first question here says, let me highlight them in blue so that it will be easier. I would rather starve than eat worms. I would rather starve than eat worms. So this word here, prefer, it's usually in this form. Prefer dash to dash. So there are two things here. So I prefer dash to dash. So every time you see this word prefer, it's usually in this form. You prefer something to something and you indicate the two of the things that you prefer in these two dashes. So what's the thing that this individual prefers? They prefer starving. So I prefer starving, or sorry, I prefer to starve. You can say I prefer to starve because we don't want to add the ing to that sentence. So I prefer to starve to eating. I prefer starving to eating worms. Yeah, this makes much more sense. I prefer starving. We have to add the ing. I prefer starving to eating worms. So we can't have a lot of to. I prefer to dash to that. There's no other, there are no two twos in this sentence. It has to be I prefer dash to dash. So I prefer starving to eating worms. So this becomes similar to this sentence here, which says I would rather starve than eat worms. So I prefer starving to eating worms. You get what how we've been able to transform this sentence. It practically means the same thing, or it means almost exactly the same thing. So that's how you would go about answering these questions. So let's try out question 2. If we try out question 2, let me do question 2, then okay, here we're adding a question tag. So I'm going to skip question 2, then you're going to help me with question 3. So question 2 says, oh, sorry, did I just answer the example? Why didn't you tell me that I answered the example? I didn't notice. Here's the answer to the example. I prefer starving to eating worms. So we're not supposed to answer this one. Let me answer question 1. Then you're going to help me with question 3. So let's just read it through. Until I finish the work, I will not go to the movies. Until I finish the work, I will not go to the movies. So here we can easily transform this as not until you add the individual, not until I finish the work, comma, will I go to the movies, full stop. So you've seen that this statement here, which starts with not until, is practically similar or almost identical in meaning as the first sentence. The first sentence, the subject, the I, is telling themselves that until I finish the work, I will not go to the movies. So not until I finish the work will I go to the movies. And I've separated the two because remember the rules say do not add two sentences. So you can add a comma there. Not until I finish the work, comma, will I go to the movies. You shouldn't write it as not until I finish the work, full stop, will I go to the movies, full stop. You will get it wrong because they've said don't add two sentences. So we'll skip this question 3. Then help me with question 3 so that I see whether you are following or whether you can try to, uh, solve a transformation. So it says, keep your money in this tin until tomorrow, said mother. So this is actually reported speech. Now you have to convert this to direct speech. So there is a clue. So keep your money in this tin until tomorrow, said mother. So can you give it a try? Can you,
Oh,
yes, can you give it a try? I can get you clearly. So,
mother
yes,
to keep the
I didn't quite get you there, but I heard my mother told me to keep. I heard that part clearly. Hello, Fabi.
hello,
Yes, I heard the first part clearly. My mother told me to keep.
the money tomorrow.
All right. So you were almost close, but the only thing that you missed out, and I hope I'm not bumping, but if the connection is unstable, don't worry, the video is going to be stable. So here, you said the money. Here, they does not indicate the subject. The subject in the first sentence was indicated by your. So your money as the subject directed towards the individual. So even in the next sentence, you have to add an element of a subject. So my mother told me to, oh wait, the subject is here. So my mother told me to keep the money until tomorrow. Oh, sorry, you were right. I didn't see this my here. So this my here adds the subject. So that's the subject there. I thought they took out the subject in the second sentence. So that's the subject. So my mother told me to keep this money not this, to keep the money. My mother told me to keep the money in this tin until tomorrow. All right, so this is correct. So my mother told me to keep the money in this tin until tomorrow. It sounds odd, but it's actually very close in meaning as the first sentence. I was worried that the examiner missed out the subject, but the subject was indicated on the first part of the sentence. Okay, so let's go back to question 3 and let's try adding this question tag. Can you get me clearly?
Yes,
All right. So question 3 says, oh, we're going back to question 2. Huh? You are supposed to help me with question 3, but it's fine. So let's try adding this question tag. Stay away from the fence. Add a question tag. Stay away from the fence. So they usually so stay away from the fence. Will you? So stay away from the fence. Will you? So this is more like it's in present tense, and someone is actively telling an individual to stay away from the fence. So stay away from the fence, will you? So you're not going to say uh, want you because you are it's active, it's happening in the present moment. So stay away from the fence, will you, presently, not passively or in the past. So it's an active sentence. Stay away from the fence, will you. So let's try answering question 3. I have a teaching methodology class at 17 hours. Did you do my assignment, by the way?
No.
Did you do my assignment?
Yeah.
You should remember to do the assignment and then send it to me as soon as you can. Remember, all those 20 words, you're supposed to use them in an essay, which I have forgotten the title, but the essay was about your future career, something like that. Now I'll have to watch the video, but I'll be waiting for the assignment. So question 3 states, unless the boy is proven innocent, he will be sentenced to 15 years in prison. Unless the boy is proven innocent, he will be sentenced to 15 years in prison. So here we have to transform it as if not proven innocent, comma, then we add the subject, which is the boy. The boy will be sentenced to 15 years in prison. So the goal in terms of these transformations is that you always have to recognize the subject in the sentence. Once you recognize the subject in a sentence, you are set. So here the subject is the boy, so you just have to find a way, where can I add the subject within this transformation or rewrite so that it can have as close to meaning as this original sentence here. So the answer is, if not proven innocent, the boy will be sentenced to 15 years in prison. So that's the key. Identify the subject and try to rearrange it in a logical way that is as close to the original sentence. And I'm sure the examiners here, they are not that strict in terms of technicality. If you make even a slight mistake, you might get even half a mark or a full mark. So it depends on the mood of the person who's marking you. If they are those hardcore, strict English teachers, they might give you a 0. But if you know these are examiners, they can give you at least half a mark. So let's try and attempt question 5. So question 5 says, it is the duty of the monitor to collect the books. So our subject is the monitor, and at least the first sentence has been recognized. They have put our subject there, so the monitor. So this sentence, for us to transform it, it is the duty of the monitor to collect the books. The monitor has duty to collect the books. So if you want here, you can also put they. So you can also say the monitor has the duty to collect the books, or so here this is alternatively you can add there. It's still the same thing. So the monitor has duty to collect the books, or you can say the monitor has the duty to collect the books. They'll still mark you correct. Again, depending on the person marking you. But here, your only work is to maintain the same meaning. So here we've maintained the same meaning. The monitor has duty to collect the books, or the monitor has the duty to collect the books. Okay, let's try answering question 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. So the last 6 questions. I will try to uh, rush through them because my teaching methodology class is about to begin at 17. So I won't do much of the highlighting, but I'll send you this video at 19 after my class. Then I want you to go through this video and all these questions. Then I will see a time. I want us to catch up with chemistry to fix up for Friday and Thursday. So I want us to catch up with chemistry and mathematics. Oh, sorry, chemistry and physics. So I'm going to find more time, even at least 2 hours, so that we can catch up with chemistry and physics. So Hantilio was happy to attend the Convoca ceremony. So this is the subject, and they've added the subject there, all right? So Hantilio was happy to attend the Convoca ceremony and see the Litunga. Hatio enjoyed, so now here we're reporting. So attending, Hatia enjoyed attending the Kuomboka ceremony and seeing the Litunga. Okay, same meaning. Both Sichula, these Zambian names, both Sichula and Yalesani are good at mathematics. So here we have got two subjects, so we have to fit in the second subject somewhere within the sentence. So as Sichula as this one's tricky. Sichula as good. Oh no, okay, I've seen. They almost caught me there. Sichula as, so we have to indicate the two subjects. So Sichula as Yelesani, Sichula as Yelesani is good at mathematics. Same meaning. So it means that they are both good at mathematics. So Sichula as Yelesani is good at mathematics. So here we are singling out this individual, but the sentence is including both of them. So Sichula as Yelesani, we've accounted for the two subjects, then we're focusing back on Sichula. But it will still mean the same, that both of them are good at mathematics, or equally as good at mathematics. So Sichula as Yelesani is good at mathematics. So here the trick is this is there. If you put a, they'll probably give you a wrong mark, or they'll give you half a mark. I would give someone half a mark if they wrote it like this, and then instead of this word is, they put a. So here in this sentence, you have to single out this subject here, but it will still mean the same, that they are both good at mathematics. So Sichula as Yelesani is good at mathematics. Practice, read more. When I was in high school, my teacher of English, I almost said my English teacher, should have been upset. My teacher of English used to tell me that, she used to tell the class, she was very hard and disciplined at teaching English. She used to teach English as if it was mathematics. It was very complex the way she used to teach English. She used to tell us that you guys, every time you're, reading a book or maybe watching TV, have like a small notebook in such a way that if you encounter a new word, you write it down and you also write down the meaning of that word. This is going to enhance your vocabulary. You're going to learn new words. You're going to be better at all these transformations and composition as well as comprehension. So try as much to try learning new words each day so that you can add to your vocabulary. So let me speed through question 8, 9, and 10, but I am explaining even if I'm speeding through. So Mrs. Millimore was poor, but she managed to send her 6 children to school. So two subjects here, children and Mrs. Millimore. So poor as she was, poor as she was, comma, Mrs. Millimore managed, Mrs. Millimore managed to send her 6 children to school. Same meaning. So poor as she was, comma, Mrs. Millimore managed to send her 6 children to school. So question 10, we came here because we want to see the extent of the damage to the bridge. So bridge, we're focusing on bridge and damage. So we came here with a view to see the extent. We came here with a view to see the extent of the damage, the extent of the damage to the bridge. Then question 10, it was not necessary for Muguvule. I swear, I'm sorry, these Zambian names, they're very hard to pronounce. It was not necessary for Mugubule to come for the meeting. Mugubule needed not, needed not, funny. So here is a need not. So they have already added this. So all you have to do is just Mugubule needed needed Mugubule need not, just put the last part here, come for the meeting. So it still maintains the same thing. Mugubule need not come. It was not necessary. Mugubule need need not come for the meeting. All right. I wasn't sure of not to use for or to, but I'm sure this is the trick, either using for or to, whichever can give you up to half a mark. But I think this is correct because it's still in the past. So Mugubule need not come for the meeting. So that's what these are what transformations or rewrites are. Don't be afraid to remove words or add new words as long as, and be careful with the tenses and whether it's in direct speech or reported speech. Just make sure that sentence B is as close in meaning or identical in meaning as section A, and do not write it as two separate sentences. Start with a word and end with a full stop. Separate long sentences with commas, not full stops, or you get it wrong. So I'm going to end here and I'll meet you tomorrow. And don't worry, I'm very much committed towards us finishing our program for your examination. It's just that last week I wasn't all that well. So I'm going to find a way of us to catch up with chemistry and physics. So let me attend my teaching methodology class. I will see you tomorrow. I'll send you the video after class. All right, bye.
Okay.
Thank you.